Now, with regards to the issue of effort and value, I like to cite the Pareto principle. 80% of your outcomes come from 20% of your efforts. By outcomes, we mean desired results. I've established the word here, desired results, so that you know what I mean by outcomes. So here I'm only talking about good outcomes. So the 80-20 rule, what it's saying is that if you're doing 10 things, per day, whether it's in your business, in your relationship, or whatever, 2 of those things are the ones that are giving you the outcomes. And the sooner you can find out those 2 things, you can spend more time doing those. Because maybe you're not even doing those things for the maximum time. So the time factor is there. You could be doing them. Maybe because you're just doing things randomly. Maybe you're doing 10 things for your business, right? And there are things that you're doing that are not even bringing anything into the business, by the way. Then there are some that are bringing a bit into the business. Then there's 2 things out of those 10 things that are bringing the most clients. But maybe you're only doing those things for 1 hour a day when you've got 8 hours at work. Well, you'd rather maximize that time of doing those 2 things maybe for 4 hours. You could times 4. You could escalate. You could scale up your profits, right? And of course, the other 4 hours dedicated to the remainder. Because we're not saying the remainder of those things doesn't matter. It might matter as well. Right? So, when you understand the 80-20 principle, think about a person, even with regards to relationships, right? A person who's putting a lot of effort trying to talk to this one person, or who doesn't want to talk to them, as if that's the only person, versus there could be somebody in their inbox who's willing to talk to them, and they're not bad looking, they're not a bad character. This person just wants high-hanging fruit. So another principle you need to learn is the principle of the low-hanging fruit. The art of war would say, play to your strengths. The low-hanging fruit is like what's immediately available to give you results. That's what you should put your efforts in. So instead of chasing up somebody who doesn't want to talk, or somebody who can spend a day, for example, let's say in a relationship, but this is not about relationships, I'm giving this as an allegory. Someone in a relationship, or a relationship you're trying to have, whatever, who can spend all day, even 3 days, even a week without talking to you, or without replying your last message, and then they pop up time. Would you rather put your efforts in that person, or put your efforts in somebody who saves your time by, maybe they just delay by 30 minutes, maybe they were doing something, but they respond within reasonable time. They can give you their time, because we say time is valuable, so they value you. Because what you're doing when you're in the inbox of someone who doesn't value you is you're reducing your value to yourself and to them, and to probably other people who may know that you are actually doing that, because they might show other people, look at this person. So we're still talking about value, right? So you increase your value by putting your efforts where they are most needed, by putting your efforts where they most get results. I'm not saying you can't do things to improve what you can put your efforts into and attain faster. That's fine. It's an ongoing thing. Self-development is an ongoing thing. But one of the things that I've learned in life is that put your efforts where they matter. Put your efforts where they bring results first. It's like if a small animal or a young animal were trying to eat fruit from a tree, right? Why should it be looking for the high-hanging fruit that a giraffe can get when it could just grow from a low-hanging fruit, and as it gets energy to grow, it can go for higher and higher hanging fruit. Even the baby giraffe can probably not reach certain fruit until it's a full-grown giraffe. And who say the higher hanging fruit is valuable than the lower hanging fruit? They might taste the same, they might not. Someone might argue that maybe the higher hanging fruit doesn't even get enough water, because the water that's coming from the roots, because the water comes from the bottom, is reaching the lower hanging fruit first. and all the nutrients from the soil, the lower hanging fruit first. So I don't know. I haven't done the science. I haven't done the research. Like I said, I just talk from a stream of consciousness. It might be even more nutritious to get the one that's at the bottom, right? And so you started from the bottom, now you're here. You know what I'm saying? So with regards to your effort and the time factor, just one more thing. The time factor is like what? So if you're dealing with something that takes more effort to give you results and you're not even guaranteed the results, you're wasting time. Because you're taking 20 days to do something you can't attain when you could have put effort in something you could have attained in a day and gotten it. And gotten it the next day and the next day and built the capacity to now get what was attainable in 20 days in one day. What am I saying? Let me translate what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, sometimes what people try to do is to chase something that they can't attain when they don't have the capacity. But what clever people do, they chase what they can attain first. And as they gain the capacity to chase what they couldn't once attain because they're becoming taller, what was high-hanging fruit is low-hanging fruit to them. So you got to learn that principle in terms of the effort. Peace.